Yeah, they had us the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Out of by Tennessee to one Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit to do and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, March 20th. It is a somber day as a Tennessee Vol. We are going to take from some other places and get our victories where we can, but a season that I know no one was ready to end Saturday night, and it's unfortunate, man. There's only one winner in March, and it's not always your team. Sometimes for fans like us, it's never your team. And it's tough. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying not to be negative about it because March Madness, the NCAA tournament, is one of the hardest championships to win. And I'm definitely not going to let it ruin my outlook on this team. I know some people probably think that's soft of me, but this team won a championship. Teams like this don't come around often. Sometimes for 60 years almost.
What was it, 43? Is that what it was?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, the tournament's brutal, and yesterday was nothing short of other than brutal itself. And I mean, it was an effort. I wouldn't even say it's coaching. It was just your shots didn't go in. I think Michigan had a pretty good game plan and forced Tennessee to score inside, and Tennessee didn't really have many options to score inside.
And the guy that did still played well for you and got you some points. Yeah, it's tough. And I think that's another thing that's, is it fair to criticize Barnes coaching in March? Sure. That's not to say I don't want him to be our coach personally, but I think it's a fair criticism. But I don't know how you can blame Saturday, on Rick Barnes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, other than you didn't land a big man in the transfer portal, but I've been saying that since the get-go. But you've your post play has improved. Right. I just think you ran into a tough matchup with a good defensive team that has guards that can defend you. They have length and they have true rim protectors, not just one in Dickinson. I know he was the dominant one yesterday, but Diabate was a great rim protector. I think he had 3 blocks in the game. So it was tough for even when shots weren't falling to try to drive to the rim because you have 2 true rim protectors sitting there waiting on you. So I think just the perfect storm for Michigan. And it sucks. I'm still not over it. I just hate that we have to talk about it, but we do have to talk about it.
Yeah, it's the worst. I'm definitely not excited about what took place Saturday. I'd love for this team to be playing at least in the second weekend, maybe a little bit farther. And a guy like Kennedy Chandler plays everyone's still sitting there going, that's a NBA draft prospect still. Like there's nothing in his game even changed. Could have been better from 3, but that's the whole team. And I mean, even Tennessee from the free throw line, where they struggled a lot of the year, wasn't terrible. And it's really the only thing you lacked. You mentioned effort was there. You couldn't hit from 3.
That was it. I mean, you kind of beat them in every category besides blocks, and you got out rebounded by 3, which it's not really a big deal if you're able to hit some of those shots. I mean, you're talking about if you hit, I think if you hit 2 of those, I think Tennessee wins. I know the score wouldn't indicate that now, but it would be No, because we won by 8.
You need one more. You need one more. Call it.
But if you hit 2, you're not fouling at the end to put them at the free throw line.
Right. No, that's and there were 2 good chances Tennessee had down the stretch to hit those 2 as well, which makes that tougher. And even you mentioned if some of those shots fall, you don't need it. You did have 11 offensive rebounds. You gave yourself second chance points. I thought there were some crucial rebounds that we just weren't able to get. Bodies on guys. It's unfortunate. And then some just awful over the back calls late in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, officiating wasn't great, but I don't think it was necessarily great on either side.
Right.
I mean, Tennessee had 18 fouls to Michigan's 12.
It's not a fun basketball game when the whistle's blowing that many times. It's that simple.
Yeah,
it's that simple. No one wants to watch games.
It's already 2 really
over
good defensive teams, so it's going to be a low-scoring affair anyway. But they had to make it. I think that just drew out the game, them having to call so many fouls.
Right. And that's what's funny too about good defensive teams. You'd think you'd get the benefit of the doubt when you play good defensive basketball. You think you'd get the benefit of the doubt, but it seems the officials kind of eyeball those ticky-tack ones even harder when it's top-ranked defensive teams. And I feel like that should be opposite. It should be the defenses that are lazy and don't always get there in time that should be punished, not the stingy ones that are working really hard. And I think just all in all, some of that ticky-tack stuff needs to get out of the game, but you'd think it'd be the other way around if it existed.
Yeah, especially in this tournament, let them play.
Yes.
Let the game be played.
Yes.
I will say this. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you're going to say something about the team, so this might be getting us off on a tangent. I mean, is it my fault? Michigan has created chaos in this tournament. They've been a big part of the chaos, and I've been craving chaos.
Well, they shouldn't have been in it. Number one, they had 14 wins, and here they
Right,
are.
chaos.
Sweet 16.
Chaos from the get-go.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
I just don't understand.
March.
A lot of people, and Kenny Chandler did not deserve to lose that game. I mean, 19-9. I think that's the most unfortunate part is your team's playing well, and so is your guy that you kind of want back for next year is really impressing the scouts. But I do want to talk about the Juwan Howard thing because thanks for hugging Kenny Chandler. I'm glad you can handle a win a lot better than a loss. I just don't get everybody saying how good of a guy he is. I mean, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Like you're a former an NBA player, you should
that. And I wasn't aware that Juwan Howard's son and Kennedy Chandler played together. I wasn't aware of that fact until after. So it seems like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not its big grand gesture. It seems like they were friends. It was more than just a respect factor.
Yeah, cool, thanks. I appreciate it. Cool.
It is Juwan Howard, and he's going to carry the legacy with him of that. So he gets those moments like LeBron.
Yeah, that's true.
And obviously LeBron on a much bigger scale than Juwan Howard, but any gesture he makes is blown up by 1,000.
Yeah,
probably more than that.
But it's what if you would have lost that game? What is your reaction? Are you still doing the same thing to Kenny Chandler? Or are you trying to hit Rick Barnes or Rod Clark or Justin Gainey? I hope you wouldn't hit Schwartz. That would be kind of messed up.
I think hitting the 60 whatever year old man would be pretty messed up too. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Poor guy.
I don't know what else to say. I hate it. I really didn't expect it. I don't know what Michigan takes to Villanova. I don't know what that game's going to look like. But
I think looking back, Tennessee had a really good draw, and it sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't. Michigan beating us does not change that for me. I still think Tennessee had a nice position.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to win any game shooting 11% from three. With the game the way that it is now, where the 3-point line is such a big emphasis in the offense, you're never going to win any games.
A team that played Arkansas probably could have last night. They won and didn't even score 60.
Yeah.
That pissed me off, man.
Well, I think going back,
go
Tennessee usually gets those like if they're missing, they're getting stops on the other end.
Right.
But I think late in that game, it just seems like they were like our bigs were gassed. I mean, Uros played what 25 minutes. I think that's probably double is what he usually gets. And I know that was just to kind of put a body on Dickinson, but we just seen gas and didn't get those stops down the stretch like we usually get.
Right. I mean, the big
and Vescovi got smothered.
And I didn't realize how big of a matchup problem Michigan's bigs brought. I mean, Diabate and Dickinson played lights out.
Yeah.
Diabate had those free throws to seal the game. I think he was a 68% free throw shooter on the year, and he hit at least one. I was already checked out by that point. I was pretty mad, so I'm not willing to say he made both, but I know he made one.
Yeah, it's just, well, Dickinson played out of his mind too. I mean, he had three threes in the game. I mean, I know he's a decent 3-point shooter, but he's not making 3 a game.
Right.
He probably won't make any. He probably won't make 2 the rest of the tournament.
Oh, that would be just aggravating, especially if they beat Villanova, and that's the case.
Yeah.
I did look it up. New Mexico State shot 23% from 3, but they shot 34% from the field.
Good.
So 10% may not beat Arkansas on Saturday night.
But yeah, when your leading scorer scores 5 points, 1 for 5 from the field, your next leading scorer is 1 for 3. Your probably best all-around player is 0 for 6. Your 6th man is 0 for 4. I mean, just wasn't your day. And it wasn't like they played good defense, but we had open shots and we just couldn't connect.
Oh, that's what's frustrating too, is another thing to kind of go into the, and I'm not saying just don't slander Rick Barnes, slander the team. Like I'm not trying to pass the blame off on someone else. I really think it was just a night you couldn't shoot the ball. Like you said, you couldn't get to the rim, and you played a good team. I think I've talked about it. Sometimes you just got to stand up and give the other guy a hand. You mentioned Dickinson going 27. Like, good stuff. You clap it off. But, I mean, the players were in the position to make the shots. I mean, you got to give some of that to the coaching staff and obviously to the players. You just got to knock down the shots too.
Yep.
So I think I think it's a match of Tennessee wasn't on their best game. 11% is an anomaly for this team from 3. And then Michigan just played really good. They are a hot team. I don't know if they're good and hot, but they played well Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee, I think coming into this tournament, I think a lot of people would agree that they were probably the hottest team in the country over the past month. And
well, not Joe Lunardi.
Yeah, and him doing that freaking victory lap yesterday of, I guess they were seated correctly. And dude, you talk straight out of your ass for a week.
But you can't say that. You can say, I will give him this. You can say that if Kentucky loses. Or wins, I mean.
Yeah.
You can't say that when Kentucky lost.
Right. Or
Baylor
lost.
And I don't understand him saying, yes, and Baylor lost. I don't understand him saying it's, it all makes up for itself. Which I agree with. But I also think teams should get the seed they earned. They don't get given seeds, they earn seeds. And it's very clear Tennessee earned a seed over Kentucky. That's the first team they should have been switched with. Villanova should not have been the last one in.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you can. I don't know how you take that victory lap. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean that was just.
You're a little brain boy if you take that victory lap.
He looks like an idiot. I mean, he already
Little-
looked like an idiot the past week when he said head-to-head didn't matter, and then he said, oh, Tennessee lost to Villanova, which is a 2 seed back in November. I'm like,
Right.
you just contradicted yourself there, bud.
Right. That and Joe, if you're an A&M fan, you'll like this one. I am retracting my Buzz Williams Little Boy Award and giving it to his arch nemesis, Joe Lenardi. Joe Lenardi, Little Boy of the Week.
What a nerd.
He looks like a little boy. Very much looks. I don't know how tall he is. He
He's
looks
just a nerd.
not even a good nerd. He's a very annoying.
Yeah, he's an. I'm trying to think of like a bad nerd.
He looks like a cartoon, like evil rich guy. That's what he looks like.
Like a
That usually has like a
Despicable
fat ass.
Me
Yeah.
nemesis or something.
Right. He's usually, they're usually half the size of the other cartoon characters, and they're real fat. And
Or he's
that's what he
the
looks like.
the nemesis off Phineas and Ferb. I forget what his name is.
No, yeah, I mean, he could be a villain in one of those shows, though. But yeah, that's Joe and Artie.
Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, I love Jabba. Don't put that on Jabba. That gross dude.
Man, it sucks.
It's-
I hate it for the players, Folky. I know he wasn't himself, I guess,
Right.
this season, at least consistent wise. But being here for 6 years and that's how you have to go out, that sucks. Kenny Chandler the same way. I mean, yeah, those tears probably don't come if you. I mean, they probably come, but not that bad if you plan on coming back. I'll say that.
All right. Interesting. See, I had another take.
Okay, you had that.
I had the opposite, man. That one hurt. I think if anything, that game brought him. I'm not saying it brought him back, but if it moved the meter, I think it brought him back.
I think it does show like how much Tennessee meant to him.
Means to him. Present.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He hadn't declared yet. No, I think a game like that is one you want to. You can't revenge that game. Avenge that game, excuse me, in the NBA.
Can we stop being Avengers? Because we're not good at it. The Texas, the Michigan, we are
That's
so
true.
bad at trying to get revenge on teams that beat us previously.
That's true. That's true. But
Other
I
than
think
Kentucky,
if
we
it
can
mo-
beat Kentucky, but nobody else.
Well, that Kentucky one. See, that Kentucky one difference is that Kentucky one was personal to the guys on that team. The Michigan and Kansas was Tennessee fan base.
I do want to run this by you and see. I don't want it it's kind of negative, but I want to get your take on it. Tennessee in big games, not in Thompson Bowling Arena. It's been thrown out there, I know. But away from Thompson Bowling Arena, they didn't shoot the ball very well.
No. I mean, I don't think it's I think it would be
besides the SEC tournament.
Yes, that is the exception of the rule.
And in there you played one good team, I guess. And I don't know. I don't even remember how good we shot against Kentucky.
You played one good team, but you played another team that earned to be there.
Yeah.
Sure, they're not as talented as Kentucky or Auburn or Arkansas, but they did beat those teams to get there. So they very much earned it. So I'd still put it on that level. I'd say they won 2 really tough games away from Thompson Bowling Arena this year. What other games, though, did they win? A North Carolina game looks better. That North Carolina win looks better.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and that's a consolation game. I'm sure the juices, it's still MSG, but I'm sure the juices were a little bit down from the day before. Still had to play it, still did it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally fair. to ask the question. I think it would only be fair to recognize how big of an advantage Thompson Boling Arena is.
Yeah. Yeah, you can spin it that way, sure.
Yeah, and I don't know what the problem is because Longwood you played really good, same arena.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It doesn't make sense of why we went so cold. I think that's where I'm at. Because, like you said, Longwood, I mean, you lit that sucker up. I know it's a
Right.
different team, and Michigan's a more talented team than Longwood for sure. But I mean, you were rolling.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare. I don't know how playing a different team though would change the comfortability of the arena. If you shot poorly against Longwood and then shot that poor against, I would be like, yeah, that we just couldn't shoot. Like we can't shoot away from home for whatever reason. But no, it definitely changes playing that better Michigan team. But same arena, same backboard, same backdrop.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's
hate it.
It hurts. I'm hurting. I'm sad. I'm trying not to be mad. I know a lot of people. I've gotten picked on a little bit as Vol fans just shouldn't expect to win, and it's. I mean, I don't know. Tennessee has put itself in situations to have a chance to win. Why would you not expect it? If you're like, I don't expect to beat Alabama in football last year. I didn't go in expecting it. Those games I get. It's the terrible Florida teams you play in football. Basketball, when you should beat a Michigan team, you're favored in the game. Those are different. Let's be honest.
Yep, I agree.
Let's be honest. I'm sorry. You can probably hear how sad I am, but I'm exhausted too and sad. Who do you lose? Just Fulkerson? Besides the transfer portal, I think you may see a couple guys, but who do you lose?
Victor Bailey, I think.
So he didn't participate in senior day activities. So he would be transferring?
I guess he can. He has.
He has a 6 year?
I guess he has one more year, yeah. Maybe he does come back. I don't know. I mean, does Justin Powell come back? I mean, those are two guys that would be considered veterans, I guess, and didn't really see much playing time. Right. But it's so weird, and I'll get into this a little bit with baseball too. It just seems like the culture is different. Yeah, even though those guys are competing every day, it just seems like they are cheering for one another too.
Oh yeah, I think whatever, and I don't think Rick Barnes has not had a team like that. Even the ones that didn't have this kind of chemistry, it always seemed like the teams had good chemistry. Whether that could have been improved or not, sure, but yeah, I think the guys transferred out of that have transferred out of the Tennessee basketball program it's made sense, and they've gone somewhere else to be successful.
Yeah, and I think the coaches do a good job of getting them somewhere to be successful. Like I mean, they obviously can open things up and have another recruitment or whatever. But I think those coaches are kind of in their ears too. Like, hey, this place will be good for you. I mean, Devontae Gaines going to George Mason with Kim English.
Yep.
Drew Pember going to UNC Asheville. I mean, those two guys are all conference.
Yeah, and winning a Player of the Year award.
Yeah.
Was he defensive?
Was Gaines defensive? And then
maybe Gaines would have been in another league though. He won it, and then dude that transferred out a couple years ago won the award.
DJ Burns, yeah.
DJ Burns won the award.
Yeah.
In the can't remember what conference they're in, but in their conference. So yeah, no, I mean, and I would be a little surprised with Justin Powell just because he would have to sit out unless he moved down. So that one would shock me just a little bit, only for that reason.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Powell probably doesn't go anywhere because I don't know. You should be able to get I mean, look at Vescovi. He's not the most athletic guy, but he finds a shot. I know you didn't see that against Michigan, but it just seems like he finds his shot. I mean, maybe Justin Powell. I don't know. It just didn't seem to click for him. He seemed timid at times.
He's got to get better defensively if he wants to be on the court.
Well, yeah, that's it. That's it. And when you're
it's
open,
hard to shoot well.
it.
Yes, that as well. Yeah,
I am excited to see kind of.
I would say only for that reason.
Yeah, but Victor Bailey would be a grad transfer, so he could transfer somewhere and be eligible immediately. But yeah, your core's back. Besides Jordan James, Vescovi, unless he does go overseas and try to make some money, but
with NIL, it's gotta change that perception.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a little bit here. I mean, his girlfriend's here playing on the soccer team, so I think, yeah. I just think I just don't. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see him leaving. Ziegler, dude, I'm excited to see Adu and Brandon Huntley Hatfield after another year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they got so much better in this last month. I know, scoring wise, you might not see it, but it just defensively they were there. I mean, I think scoring is the only thing that Tennessee was lacking from those two.
Right.
Yeah, and Brandon Huntley Hatfield more than Adu, I think, but Adu's a true rim protector.
Right, and then just freshman problems. They could get a little bit stronger and a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Really, really change their presence down low. But that's stuff that usually when you see a freshman that comes in and does that right away, he's probably leaving after that year. So it is a little bit of a project. Yeah.
Yep. And then you add BJ Edwards. Urosh will be back. So, I mean, your core is there. I think it has the potential to be a really good basketball team.
Yeah.
I think if Kenny Chandler comes back, which
I like that we're talking about it, but let's be honest.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, I think he's no offense to Keon or Jaden, but I think he's a lot better than them.
He's more NBA ready than them.
Yeah, 100%.
Take away the one size factor that having some people nervous. Some teams are willing to overlook it for the skill set, but they had better size than him.
100%.
That's all I got. So, yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see kind of how this team rolls things over, because there's still a lot of good pieces from this good basketball team.
Yeah. I think you got some guards. I mean, BJ Edwards is a really good prospect coming in. And I think you probably go to the portal, see what you can get. I think a big man is still somebody that, a veteran 5. I think they could use one of those. Maybe even a point guard if Kenny Chandler does leave.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, BJ Edwards is coming in. He's a good guard, but can he give you that production that Kenny Chandler did? I don't know. I mean, that's to be determined. That's up to that staff. But I think those two things are probably what you'd be looking at in terms of needs.
Yeah, and I think, too, more than just – I mean, a point guard would be nice, but you do have Vescovi and Ziegler both returning. I mean, really, I think just another dynamic guard. A guy that can definitely put the ball on the floor, but you don't necessarily need him bringing the ball up the court. I think with those two on the roster.
What does Meshack look like next year? Could he see his way into the rotation? Debunji's another one. Kind of interesting prospect. Olivier will be back. I forgot about him.
Yeah. Hopefully he, gets done with this injury.
Yeah.
Comes back.
He was shooting on the court the other day, so without the boot. So I guess that's a good sign.
If he's out of the boot, I got to think that's a good sign, a really good sign.
Right. Unless he was doing it on his own.
Yeah, then maybe not.
Gosh, I still
I
can't.
should have listened to you about Houston, Illinois. That game's going to be the one that, well, Wisconsin would have screwed me too, which I knew that was a dumb pick. I really thought Houston were frauds, though.
Did Iowa State end up winning?
Yeah, just
Let's
finished.
go.
54-49.
Let's go.
Oh, man. I'm going to hammer right now, live bet under 120.5. Notre Dame and Texas Tech. 36-39 with 12 minutes left. Hammer Don.
Wait,
Surely
what did
they
you
don't
say
pick it up.
what it was?
120.5. It's 36-39 with 12 minutes left. I can't think they get better at shooting down the stretch. Not with Texas Tech and the way they play defense, right?
You would think.
You riding with me or not?
Yeah, I'll put some money on it.
Hammer Don. Well, do you want to talk some March Madness real quick? I don't know. We didn't put it in the show.
Yeah, we can.
You're I think you're tied for first in our bracket challenge. I think you are.
Okay. I did. What did I say on the show on Thursday?
I don't
UNC
know.
is beating Baylor.
You did say that. You did say that. Yeah, I went and met some friends for a minute right before the show. It was St. Patty's Day. So I took an Irish car bomb before the show.
Naturally.
So naturally. So yeah, there was some fuzzy memories from that, but you know.
Okay.
You were on towards the end. I should have remembered that.
Well, the I did say the hot sign was on with Tennessee, which
You did.
I don't think it's on anymore.
It got quickly turned off.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Very, very promptly turned off.
All that neon just burned out.
Yeah, that's your fault. We'll blame it on you too.
Somebody just unplugged it. I don't know what it was. They just need to plug it back in.
I do take a little bit of blame because I've been all about, which I've never said the Big Ten wasn't a good conference. I just want to stop acting like it's the premier conference in college basketball. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, the SEC didn't do themselves any service in this tournament so far. But Arkansas is still in it. That's it, right?
Somehow. Auburn plays tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's all. Auburn. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Alabama lost.
Alabama lost. LSU lost. Kentucky lost. Tennessee lost.
Yeah.
Oh. Who's the Big Ten going to have left? Wisconsin just got beat.
Michigan's it, right?
Michigan State lost.
Yeah, I think. Is Michigan it?
Yeah, I think so. We'll pull it up, though. So, yeah, can we – my point stands. Can we quit acting like it's this premier conference? Let's see.
Yeah, Iowa's out.
Memphis. Oh, Memphis lost. Sorry. Arkansas. Dude.
Thank God Memphis lost. Jesus.
UNC, UCLA. St. Peter's, baby. Into the round of 16, Sweet 16. What about it? Miami's up by 7 on Auburn right now. I'm covering +6, +8, whatever it was.
Okay.
Kansas probably, that's it.
Did you take all those straight up too?
No, I should have. Well, no, I shouldn't have. Sorry, I shouldn't have because I didn't want to take Wisconsin. I shouldn't have touched that game. I didn't want to take anybody, and I just did it. It was very dumb of me. Very dumb. Yeah. Oof. Rough. I've been up and down. I'm up still overall, so that's good. But that was because of a nice parlay too, and an Iowa State first round win over LSU helped that. I put a lot of money on that, but yeah, not been the best.
Yeah, I think a lot I lost a lot because I had Tennessee in a lot of my parlays yesterday. But I came back with St. Peter's, Arkansas parlay, and it hit.
Nice.
So, and we went about even yesterday. So
Look
I
at old
chased a
Doug.
little bit, which is dangerous, but
Right. What about old Doug getting you the dub?
Dougie Buckets.
Dougie Buckets, is that what we're calling him?
I don't know. Sure, we can. I mean,
Dougie
he looks
Buckets.
like every pothead in every high school, and he's just out there stroking.
Texas Tech and Notre Dame are tied now with 10 minutes left. They're just at 80 right now, though. They're not going to score 60 in the last 10. 10:55 left, sorry. We're good.
What about freaking Kansas
40,
having this
40, not
freaking?
60.
We already said that they had a cakewalk. Now they had Texas Southern, Creighton, then they're going to get Providence, then Iowa State, and if Miami beats Auburn, it's Iowa State and Miami who they're going to face in the Elite Eight.
Kansas is going to win. I hope, because that's who I had picked, and I've lost a lot of games, so I really need a winner. I need it to be Kansas.
I think I picked
I haven't even
Arizona
checked.
to win it.
I haven't even checked my other bracket. I wonder how I did in that one. Oh, even worse. That was Jay Billis's. I just did Jay Billis. 42%. Yikes. Yikes.
I mean, after that Kentucky loss, wasn't there like 161 brackets that were still perfect?
Wow.
And I would say some of them are probably Tennessee fans because that'd be the only reason why you'd pick Kentucky to lose.
True. Yeah, true. Like hate Pickett. See, I was thinking maybe that means there's 162 St. Peter's fans.
That's a good point. Yeah, it could be St. Peter's fans. That gym might fit 161 people. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It looks like the gym at Bryan College.
I've never been to the gym at Bryan College, but I imagine it's small.
Or like Carson Newman. It's kind of like that.
Gotcha.
Just tiny.
Yeah, that is tiny. Wow. I mean, it's smaller than the one at Carson Newman. It doesn't have the
go like all the way around.
Seats.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't go baseline to baseline either, but it also isn't behind the baskets.
Yeah.
It's a neat little gym, though. It's cute.
Go Peacocks.
Go
Dude,
Peacocks.
whoever named these teams, why couldn't we get the Longwood Peacocks? That'd be hilarious.
That would be nice. Golly. Yeah, you're right.
That'd be so great.
It's amazing, man.
Is that an idiom?
Also, I don't think so. I don't think it'd be an idiom. You're an idiom.
Hey, watch your mouth. You need to get to something else. March Madness is
Let's talk. Let's get good news.
Who do you think wins it? Who do you think wins it?
Like actually wins it, or who am I cheering for? Because I am cheering for Kansas now.
Who do you think wins it straight up?
If UNC doesn't have that meltdown yesterday, and I know a lot went into that, but it was still a 25-point meltdown. I know they won. I would have seriously said I think UNC has a really good chance. But you did pull out the win, so I think they beat UCLA. Do they beat Purdue if it's Purdue? And then do they beat Gonzaga? I don't know. They still have a lot ahead of them, I think. But if that hadn't happened, I probably would have said UNC. So I'm kind of stuck between Kansas and Gonzaga. I know it's 2 number 1 seeds. I think wouldn't you say Gonzaga probably has the easiest road to the championship overall?
Yeah, maybe. They do got to play Duke.
That's true. Who looks really good. Duke looks like they could win it.
Yeah, Duke could win it.
They had a terrible February.
And they got Coach K, who's He's got the magic ring of the Hobbit, so he's
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Who? All right, I'll pick one. I'm gonna go. Don't go with your heart, Caleb. Go with your mind. I would love to pick Arizona. I don't know if they beat Villanova.
okay. I'm gonna pick Arizona.
Are you?
I think they're, and I think going back to that Arizona game with Tennessee, going back to Tennessee a little bit, Tennessee made like the reason we beat them is because they're big guys with elite size were in foul trouble. We could not get Dickinson in foul
Yeah,
trouble
that's true.
to save our life.
Yeah. I like that pick. I'm gonna go Gonzaga.
Okay. I hope they don't. I hate watching Gonzaga play. I hate Drew Timmy so much.
Oh, but you get Chet. At least you get Chet.
I do like Chet, but Timmy sucks.
Well, let's talk some baseball. Let's get into baseballs. I'm gonna let you get your broom out. I'm gonna have to turn my camera off for just a second. I can still hear you.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Sweep. Let's do some. How about it? Take that, South Carolina fans. I had some sit behind me today, and it was just so great to see us just hit back-to-back bombs to start things off. Christian Moore, Evan Russell going back-to-back. And every time somebody would hit the ball for our team, like in the air, on the ground, or anything, the guy behind me would be like, he's out. He's out. Anytime it touched the bat. So when Christian Moore smoked one, it silenced him. So it was just nice. And then they left in like the 7th inning. They knew Drew Beam wasn't giving up anything, so they finally just went ahead and left. But man, what a performance this weekend by Tennessee. The home runs continuing to fly. I think we hit 10 on the weekend. Evan Russell had 3 of those. And the pitching staff, man. I know the offense gets a lot of all the hype for, the stats and everything like that, just leading the nation in a bunch of categories. But man, this pitching staff is insane. And it's nowhere close to being 100%. I got to talk to Drew Beam's dad today. And first of all, he likes the show. So shout out. Appreciate you, Jason. But he was saying that, we are coming into this season hoping to compete for some midweek innings.
Yeah.
And then seeing what happens after that. And here he is starting on Sunday for the number 7 team in the country right now and threw 6 perfect innings. 3 strikeouts, 1 hit, and a hit that, oh, God.
I mean, Drew Giller's going to be beating himself up.
Oh, he was.
Even after a win.
And he made a great catch like after that and came to the dugout just so mad.
Me and you were texting about it. It was a tough play to begin with. Windy day, bright day, not a cloud in the sky, at least up here. I guess I don't know about Knoxville.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a tough play in general to make. And, man.
Yep.
It also looked like it had a good chance of getting out. It got back to the warning track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just unfortunate. But man, it doesn't take anything away from Drew Beam's performance. I mean,
no,
just shoving it, mixing it up. I asked his dad, what's his like kind of max velocity, and he's like, he's hit 95, and he was excited about 95, and I was like, yeah, I could imagine, I would be too.
Right.
But he was like, that's not really his game, is velocity. He just sits at 92, 93. This kid is a true freshman in first SEC start, pitching in the 8th inning, starting first inning, 93, 94, 8th inning, 93, just sitting at 93. Right. I mean, that's insane.
That's the thing, and that's the thing too. You're a starter, sure, throwing 95 would be 96 would be great, but when you can throw 8 innings at 93,
Oh yeah.
You're not changing that out for that. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
And Drew Beam's another one of those guys, and I mean, they obviously recognize what they thought he was going to be to this staff, and he ended up being a Sunday starter because of injuries. And now they're going to have to find. I mean, that's a guy you find a way to play.
Oh, 100%.
You don't let him sit on your bench.
That's what his dad was talking about. He's like, we'll see what happens, but
you're gonna. I mean, he's gonna play. Is he a Sunday starter now? Or when Tidwell gets back? I don't know, but he's gonna play on weekends.
And that's what I was telling him. I was like, I mean, it's a great problem to have because I think Tennessee would have liked to have that problem last year when you're at Hoover. I mean, they got a great outing from Camden Sewell in that last game or that game before they played Arkansas in the championship. But you needed that fourth guy to come in and be great. And now this year you got 5. I mean, you got your 3 now. Halverson, Blade Tidwell, and Xander Sechrist, man, he's been shoving it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got 6 legit SEC starters in your rotation. And then what a slap in the face to South Carolina, up 10-0 in the 9th. And you bring in Ben Joyce, who hits 104 on the gun, just to send your ass back to Columbia.
And I texted you. I was like, it's and I was like, I don't know what that thought process is. It's you like to get the game over with, but you're not trying to get out of there up only 2 or 3 runs. So I didn't know if we'd see him, but I mean, I thought I was like, you can get them out of there fast in the 9th with Ben Joyce in. It'll be quick. I loved it. Very good weekend, and make sure you tune in tomorrow for Bat Flip, where Landon and Dylan will get into it more in depth. But Tennessee, South Carolina is probably not at their best, program best, but this is a team that they're still a quality SEC team. They'll win plenty of series this year, and then they beat number 1 Texas. They won the series last week.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who they've thrown out there they were getting hammered. I think their starting pitcher today looked the best out of all of them. But that second time through the lineup, you know, after we hit those back-to-back bombs, and I think it was maybe the 5th inning. Let me check that. I mean, we just made it rain. Okay, it was 6th inning. We scored 4 runs in that. I mean, they had to switch pitchers, and when they did, it was over. I mean, you weren't scoring on our bullpen. You weren't scoring on Drew Beam. I mean, he just kept hitters off balance all game long. I mean, it was ground ball and pop fly every single at bat. I mean, he only had 3 strikeouts. It's not like he just mowed them down, but he just kept them off balance.
Right.
And that's a sign of a really good pitcher, because, you know, with, you know, age and just being in a college program, I feel like that velocity goes up. But man, when you're able to fool hitters in the SEC already like that, you got something.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a freshman, so I know his time at Tennessee probably hadn't been super impactful, but just what a job that Frank Anderson and the staff have done with this entire roster. And 2 of those guys that are your starters are weekend starters, are freshmen. But still getting them prepared for SEC play and just the season in general. I mean, just fantastic job. And I'm not hating on Drew Beam. Strikeouts are you know, they aren't all that matters, but I mean, Chase Dolander is still doing his part to get the fans queso.
Oh yeah.
How much queso do you get if someone pitches a perfect game?
It should be infinite. But what's even crappier is, like, you got the Moe's 10 over there, but you got to go to Cumberland Avenue to get your free queso. I'm like, dude, it's right here. Just fill me up.
Just they needed like a gasoline thing. You just drive up and hold a bucket out, and
Yeah, or like a Gatorade thing where I can just tap a button and just hold that cup
Yeah.
underneath it.
Get the fountain of queso going.
Yeah, come on now.
No, it's man, this I mean, when going back to what Cody said about this team's good, but this pitching staff is really freaking good. They are solid. Man, it would have been fun to see Drew Beam go the length with perfect game on the line. And it wasn't even an announcer's jinx or a tweet jinx. He got through those jinxes when it got mentioned. It's just unfortunate. Hey,
Yeah,
and
Tennessee.
home run kings they're still on top.
Oh my
home
God,
run
that Trey Lipscomb's bomb today, 440 feet.
He hits the ball so hard, and he doesn't swing like Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert looks like he's trying to kill the ball, murder it.
Yeah,
Trey he swings hard, but
yeah,
it's
him
insane how far it
and
goes.
Jordan Beck have that effortless power. But man, he hit that one today. And Beck hit one yesterday that, oh my
Drew Beck,
God.
man. I was about to say Drew Beck this weekend.
Jordan Beck.
I feel like Jordan Beck. Sorry, Jordan Beck.
Yeah, you're putting them together.
I feel like they would.
Their celebrity name.
I feel like their Wi-Fi name is definitely like their celebrity couple name. It'd be God, I don't know. I mean, better than Drew Beck. That might be their apartment Wi-Fi name though. Yeah, no, I mean, for starting off, not maybe where he expected to or wanted to he is coming to his own. I mean, he's always played really, really well defensively. He had another. I mean, that runner at second today didn't even think about going, and he threw that ball from so far, and it would have hit third. Didn't pickoff man didn't jump as high as he needed to.
Yeah, the South Carolina fan behind me was like, go, 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 go. And I was like, no, he don't want to go. He's seen film.
I was hoping he would. He would.
Yeah. I was like, don't do it.
Oh man. What about Stevenson too getting out of that rundown? Oh my gosh.
Dude,
which it wasn't a good play by South Carolina, and you really don't want to make that mistake against someone who's as quick as Seth Stevenson.
No, you had your chance, and I don't. That's got to be scouting a little bit. Like, you got to know, hey, guys, we're not running this kid down. So when you get it, make sure you get it to the next base and let him slide into an out. Don't try to run him down.
Right.
And
Yep.
But the most impressive thing I saw this week is, we mentioned with Cody, Tennessee's kind of issue is having runners on the base pass. If Tennessee has runners on, it's earned. 5 walks the entire series this weekend. Total 5. 3 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 0 today. I mean, it's insane. You're not getting on base unless you earn it. We're not giving
it. It's a great point. It's a great point. Yeah, and like I said, they'll dive deeper into that on the bat flip tomorrow. I'm sure you're gonna probably have a few more things to say about this weekend, but as they carry over, Butler on Tuesday, it's 6:30 p.m. first pitch, and then going to Oxford, continuing SEC play.
Yeah, number 1 team in the country now.
That's Ole Miss. Let's get it. We got hinted maybe you get a Tidwell sighting.
We'll see. That'd be fun.
Cody did act like that'd be Sunday if it did happen. So
yeah, we'll see. Is that a situational thing too? It's like,
right. If you need the win, or are you going to work in a guy who's rehabbing kind of deal?
Yeah. We'll see kind of how that works out. But yeah, that'd be cool to get him back in the swing of things. Tennessee will be on the road the next 2 weekends. You mentioned Ole Miss, Vanderbilt the next weekend. So it's going to be a tough road these next couple weekends, and huge when it comes to, SEC play is like Tennessee does not have a favorable SEC road schedule.
Right.
You got Florida, Mississippi State. Mississippi State, I don't know what their deal is. They're so out of nowhere. I think they scored like 20 runs on Georgia today, but lost the series. So I don't understand what they're about. But they are a pretty good baseball team and was projected to be one of the best in the country. Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, all those games are on the road. So that's tough. I think you got a favorable schedule last year, but they did you zero favors this year. So definitely need to squeak some by on these road trips with Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, even if you don't end up winning the series, which who's hotter in Tennessee right now?
I'm not gonna say anything because
I wanted to tweet about Drew Beam.
I'm not turning on the hot sign.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I wanted to tweet about Drew Beam being perfect so bad, but I was like, I'm not jinxing it. I'm not even going to say it out loud.
That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, they're not putting it on me.
When are you going to bring the broom to Lindsey Nelson? I'm pretty disappointed in you.
I don't know, man. I get there so early. I don't know. Like I feel like they'd put me to work. I get there like an hour before. They'd just be like, "Hey, you're over there." Like,
you might need to go to batting practice and sweep up some of the home run balls. Like they had Kirby out there running them down for the Iona game. I think maybe that needs to be your.
He was out there today too. He had to jump over the wall to get to a ball.
I think we need to play a drinking game the next tailgate. Be out there during batting practice, and if you got a ball your way, you got to catch it or you're chugging.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I like that.
Get the gloves out.
Well, what's funny about Kirby today is, I saw like a little girl threw out the first pitch. I forget what her story was, so I'm not gonna butcher it. But she threw it out, and he came up to her, was talking to her, gave him a high five. I saw her later on. She had a Kirby shirt on. It was awesome.
Is that what you need to wear to get the first pitch throw out?
I don't know. No offense to Stroh the Pearl, but if Stroh the Pearl's throwing out first pitches, I feel like I can.
We gotta get Landon. All right. I'll text Zerk and be like, we gotta make it happen.
Even if it's Butler, that would just be so fun.
No, I need it to be a weekend game that I can be in town. I want to go. That's the thing. I'm going on the field with you, not to pitch, but I'm going to be down there. You can go to the mound by yourself, but I'm in the dugout.
There you go.
I'm calling in the pitch for that. Frank Anderson can sit that one out.
Yeah,
I'm making decisions there.
We do have some questions in regards to basketball. Do you want to go to those right now?
Yeah, let's hit those questions. Let's do it.
Okay.
And we can get into some segments before we run too deep.
So Thomas says, any ideas on who replaced Schwartz with defensive calls?
I don't know. I'm not sure what that decision will look like. Do you have anybody that is it someone on the staff or?
I feel like it'll be somebody on the staff.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's I don't think it's Gainey or Clark. Like you obviously will have somebody. Maybe they call defensive, but you're going to hire another assistant coach. And I think he's got some analysts in that he's brought in. I don't know the names of them directly, so I wonder if it will be a hire from within, unless there's just somebody out there. But I don't know any names. I really don't.
Okay.
I think it is really cool that you're seeing all these coaches go and get head coaching jobs. Like they're not leaving Tennessee to go be an assistant coach somewhere else. They're leaving to be a head coach.
Right.
So I'm sure that's huge when an assistant comes available or like an up and comer, just a grinder in recruiting. I'm sure that's a huge sell for Rick Barnes. Hey, look at Des Oliver, look at Kim English, look at Rob Lanier, Mike Schwartz. I mean, they're all doing their thing. So really cool to see.
That's the other thing. I don't think this is the first. I think it was the right spot for Schwartz. I don't think this is the first offer he's gotten.
And is he from that area?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that. I can look it up. But I mean, when you look at guys that, not that I, nothing against Lanier or blanking on his name now, due to George Mason. That's not the Mike Schwartz I'm looking for. But I mean, I got to think for them getting the offers, they've probably come his way too before. This was probably just a good fit as well. Let's see. He is from Los Angeles, California. Played at Texas. Okay.
He just said it in his. He did like a little video that said he's always dreamed about wearing the purple and gold. So, I mean, I just assumed maybe it was the Lakers.
Lakers? maybe
that's what it is. I mean,
I don't know if
I guess he didn't lie.
I don't know if I'd put. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put the in front of the purple and gold that they wear, but yeah, maybe the Lakers.
That's like I just assumed like, oh, okay, he's from that area. No,
well, maybe he has family from that area. That's just not where he was. It has him listed as being born, and
I guess he didn't lie. I mean,
no. Everyone's dreamed of being in a Lakers uniform.
Yeah, for sure.
Even some Celtic fans have. Yeah, can't lie.
And then we got one more.
If it's about Kenny Chandler leaving, I'm not answering it.
Yeah. Dub himself said, "What were some of y'all's favorite moments from this season?" Mine was ZZ debuting with Villanova and UNC, Folky's dominance against Arizona, Triple J going off against South Carolina, and Casey running the show in the tournaments. I'll say one of mine. I was at the Arizona game, and that was a really great atmosphere to be a part of. So I think that's got to be up there for me.
Okay. I mean, my very favorite moment was the SEC championship game. I mean, that. I mean, the whole tournament, getting the win over Kentucky, getting the tournament win. It was not getting that championship win was so nice because it felt like you had already gotten everything out of the way. It was like you're kind of just putting the bow on top now. No offense to A&M, but Tennessee was hot and dominant during the entire tournament, so it just felt almost easy. Which a Tennessee fan probably shouldn't say that, but it did.
Yeah. Print the shirts.
Getting the win over Auburn in Thompson was sweet. Would have been nice if they hadn't lost to Florida the week before. Would have been real nice to get that over a number one team. Maybe you don't get that win then, but definitely would have been nice. The LSU win at home was good. And then, I mean, yeah, I thought the North Carolina game was a game that Tennessee played really, really well. I thought it was a highlighting moment, even being a consolation game.
Yeah. I think the Colorado game was pretty cool to see Kenny Chandler. Like you saw early on how good Kenny Chandler is. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think of some. I mean, obviously beating Kentucky in the SEC tournament was really cool to watch. Man, I don't know. I mean, just this team just like they just bonded together. And so I think that's why I heard so much that they lost is like you saw the family atmosphere from the jump. So
yeah, and I think Tennessee going perfect at home. That was
yeah,
getting that win over Arkansas to do it too. What a tough win. Grind it out. Grind it out.
God.
Most important of the week. I'm sorry I can't talk about Tennessee basketball right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel it.
There's nothing against the team. It's not. It's just it hurts right now.
Did y'all talk about the sheet stats?
Don't think we did.
The sheet giggles with So basically, like this NIL deal is giving. I think it's. I don't know what it actually is.
We didn't talk about that, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
So NIL deal of giving players in the country with the most time on the bench, the most. What did they say? Well-rested players in the country.
Yep.
Brock Jancic got one of those. This is just like his actual sleeping arrangements. I thought it would like give us how long he's been on the bench. Which
gotcha. Right. Yeah,
so,
cool.
I think that's
cool.
A
great way to use an NIL.
Yeah. 100%. And he's actually transferring to play somewhere. Like he's putting his name in
he is transferring?
Yeah, and he's going to go somewhere where he, plans to play, but he is graduating from Tennessee. So cool. Get that NIL money a little bit and then go play you somewhere.
Yeah,
congrats.
Exactly. Let's see. Sorry, I should have been looking harder for my first one here, or A1. A lot of stuff on my phone here. I got a stupidity. I got two, or fails. I mean, we got two fails. I think I read off that one from that tweet. That girl just dropped a bomb on my guy on Twitter about Tennessee shooting well. Yeah, I don't know if I have most important this week. I'm sorry. That seems. I'll go home run kings. Trey Lipscomb specifically leads the SEC in home runs and RBIs. I mean, just a monster.
Oh yeah,
absolute monster.
Can you see me?
I got another one.
That's the greatest picture of all time. You bought another suit?
Yeah. So it turns out I'm not a 1997 large. It's a little big on me, but I like it a lot. So I'm gonna keep that one, and I bought another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I was hoping to put this all over the internet if we were making it to the Final Four.
You can save it for next year. How about that?
Yeah. One of my favorite memories was cutting the nets in here.
Yes, that was a great one. Great one.
I don't really have any more.
All right, let's get some fails in here. My first one's Joe Lenardi, taking the victory lap.
Oh, yeah.
Not going there, but thanks. The tourney is an entity all on its own, but I am smiling. So you did go there, by the way. Just an absolute moron.
Yeah. I hope he sleeps well. Freaking nerd.
He's the worst. The worst.
I love it. Like he is a predictor. Like, I don't understand. Like, what does he not kind of do what everybody else does, but uses numbers? Like he just picks the teams.
Right. I don't understand it.
So he's wrong like 100% of the time.
100% of the time. Well, yes.
It must be not nice to get paid that much and just be that stupid. So good for him.
Right. Oh man, that's all I got. That's it. I'm just sad. I'm sorry. I'm so sad. It's not fun to listen to sad people, but hopefully you can we all are sad. So it's not just me. It's not just Landon. It's all of us. We're all sad.
Yeah, Tennessee's baseball here is here to pick us up, though. Hopefully.
Yeah.
get a huge challenge this weekend. Get Bowler, who's I think around 500 on the season. So hopefully Xander Sechrist and the rest of that pitching staff and Tennessee's offense continues to roll on Tuesday, and then heading to Oxford.
Yep. Let's get it. Let's get Blade Tidwell in there. Let's get it.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin will probably be there too.
He'll have some stupid freaking tweet too. Yeah, I'm sure. Speaking of, never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. Be here for a while.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. That's all I got. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Have a good week.
All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for the bat flip, and then be back on Thursday for the next episode of More Important Issues. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.